Okay.
Okay, I'll invite these and we'll see. Yeah, I've sent Rhonda.
Okay. And then,
Then we'll get started.
Well, you know, there's an email list on Google Classroom.
Yeah. And I did send everything on the weekend. Did you guys get an invite on the
I
weekend
did.
from it?
I
Okay.
got it back through my calendar.
Right.
That's how I got on this.
Through your calendar, right. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and get started. I'm just going to record it on this one because that's supposed to be live. But so I have a few things that we can go over. Let me bring up that education site. Let's see. Now I'm going to. I don't want to. Yeah, screen share. I guess share this. Is that what I want to share? So if I. Are you seeing my screen now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's super cool.
Yeah. Now it's the. I gotta find the education website here. Let me go. I think it should go actually to my. I'll just go to Classroom. I think I am on Classroom here, and I want to go over a couple things. Here we go. Training Center. Now, Unit 5 was one that we looked at, and on Unit 5, we of course looked at Keep and Gmail and Calendar. I love Keep. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm going to just show you a few things on Keep. And if I can get to Keep, let me see. I think I'm going to have to add that.
Really cool.
I think I'm going to have to add this app.
Anything about Google Keep until this.
It's relatively new. The one on the phone is even more cool. But I'll show you that as we get
Oh, in fact, I
on
can
here.
share the shopping list with my husband if it's a short one, and I can add stuff to it.
Okay, let me see. I'm going to have to add the app, I think. It should be keep.google.com. Always what you do first, and then your Google. I should have loaded this before. I'm sorry. It's on my one at home, and I didn't bring that one. Okay, so here's my Keep. So Keep is pretty cool. I really like it. It does really quick things with it, and if you haven't set up any Google Keeps yet, you just get a bunch of boxes, so I left some of them up there just for you to see. But you can color code these and everything, and there's the one for today, of course, and tomorrow I'm supposed to have a Tech Tuesday, but I'll have to change that with my classes. But then this is one of the ones that comes with it. If you don't want it there, then you just clear it off and, you know, it just delete note. And it's really simple, so we'll delete another note and make a list, delete a note there. We don't need that one either, and we don't need this one. But as you can see, when you do that, it also brings it up, well, if you accidentally deleted one, then you can undo it and bring it back.
So you just start typing there where it says add note.
Right, so you just start typing
Just go into the little
in
box.
it, and then you can, you know, just add a note and say done. And there it is. You can make it a different color by your color palette. And then you can invite people to share it, which is really neat because I saw a lady on television. She has a book club, and in the book club, she actually has all her kids share a note. So they take a picture, because you can take a picture and add a picture from your Chromebook or your computer, any picture that's there. I usually just go to recent ones. But you can add a picture, and then they added a little information about their book. And they shared one palette of notes, so you could see all the different books that different kids read. So with their phone, you can have Keep on your phone, and the kids could go to the store and they would have pictures of the other kids' book covers right there on their phone when they went to the store to buy things. So I thought that was a really cool idea with it. And with the phone one, you can actually talk as well with it. So I was going to try to bring it up here, but I'll show it to you as soon as I quit sharing my thing. But anyway, so there's lots of things you can do. You can send a reminder to yourself, and then it'll come right on your phone, the reminder. And you can archive ones if you're not using it now, but let's say, you know, here's our meeting for today, and then I'll just archive that after today and put it in the archive, and then I'll bring it back up again. And so there's that, undo. So it's really simple, or you can make a list when you want to go into this. You can tell it that you want to
You can add labels.
So check, yeah, add labels. There's all kinds of really, really neat stuff on here that you could do. And
Whenever I find recipes that I can't like Facebook, because you can't really put them someplace useful and you can't pin them, I'll copy and paste them out of Facebook and put them in here, and then I label them recipe.
that's
and then
cool.
I go shifting through them later when I want to use them. So it's kind of like a makeshift recipe book.
That's really neat too. And the one with the phone, then like I say, you can add a verbal note into your notes. I think it's under my Google thing. Google Keep. Yeah, with it, it has a microphone with it and the camera, again, with the picture thing and just the regular notes, but the reminders come right up on your phone, so I don't know if you can see that or not, but I think that's really neat. So I like Keep. Now, for your test, with Keep, they're going to have you set up a Keep on there. So that's one thing about the test that I just want to bring up things about the test today that you've gone over this last week. So Keep is one that you may have on your test. What they do, for those of you that weren't with me last time we talked, with the test, they give you a drive. They give you a password and a login, so you don't use your own login and password with it. But they give you a password and login, and when you log in with that, then there's a drive already set up with different documents in that drive. And you work on with those documents and creating a classroom and that kind of thing. So Keep is one. Also, we learned in this chapter 5 about Google Tasks, and you'll have to set up a task in your calendar on your test. So you'll just go right in the calendar and do it right there on the test. And they tell you certain students' names to set up with your task. There's the one with the, I'm going to share the screen again here. And there is the one that they have tasks that you do in the or in email is where you do your task. And they say that a student sent you an email to remind you to bring a certain book that you had talked about in class. So set up a reminder in your task based on that email. So with your email, I'm just going to choose one here. You'll see this email that they've already have an email all set up with these emails that you're going to work with. So in order to send yourself a reminder, what you do is you put a check mark beside the email, and then you go to the More button, and then you add a task. And when you add a task, it comes up down here in the bottom right-hand corner where your task bar or task information is. And then you just say, you know, I just copy and paste the student's name and what book title it was. So that's how you add a reminder or a task to an email. And then the other way would just be mail and then task to start up a new task. So make sure you know all about tasks because that's on your test, for those who want to know what's going on with that test. Is there any questions on tasks? Did you guys all play with them yet? That was on 5, I believe. If you haven't, go back and look at it and learn how to do those, because the more you know how to do when it comes time for that test, the less time you take trying to figure it out because you are timed on it. So some of those things. But there's 2 different types of ways of doing tasks, and you'll have to do one of each, and they'll tell you that. So again, it's just open up your mail, and right here in the top left where it says mail, go down to task and click on task, and it starts a new task. Or you can, if someone sends you an email, then you make that email into a task. You just put a check mark beside it, and then go to the More button, and then add task there. So that's in your Gmail. All right?
We're not seeing what's on your screen.
You're not? Oh,
No.
okay. Well, let me try again.
It's lovely. It's a beautiful picture, but
What'd you end up with?
you.
Oh, just me. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, let me share again. Let me
Wow.
let me go back on. Okay.
And see, it's back to me.
Can you see my screen now?
No, I see me.
No, I see Kristen.
Okay. How about?
now it looks like maybe so. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go back here then. Thank you
Show us
for.
one more time the mail.
Yes, I'm going to bring up my mail again. Thank you for telling me, because I can't tell what you guys can see and can't see. Okay, so I'm going to open my mail, and in task, like I say, I think that was Unit 5 under the Gmail stuff. All right, to set up a task, I go up here where it says mail in the top left. Everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
And you click on that arrow and then task. And then a task window will open up here in the bottom right-hand corner. Google Hangout is sharing your screen, it says.
Why keep popping back to Krista?
I don't know.
I don't know, but I don't need me on there.
If you mute your microphone, I don't think you'll be on there.
I was muted. I must
Oh.
have accidentally unmuted.
Yeah, that's one thing about Chromebooks. They think it thinks it knows what we're doing and it doesn't. Okay, so then you get a task, and you just start typing. This little arrow, this more arrow, brings you up information of due dates that you can do, a note, you can trash it, or you can add another task, which is the plus sign down here. These are all the actions, and you can switch to a list view instead of the way I have it now. And then there's your calendar where you pick your due date when you want this task to be, and it'll go right into your calendar. Or like I say, or you can just put a check mark on it, teach Google license, and delete. Okay, so that's how you set up a new task. Now, one thing in their test that I had was a student sent me an email and said, please remember to bring such and such a book to class that you talked about. So let's just pretend Jason is the student who sent me an email. I just put a check mark beside Jason. I go up here to the More button, and when you click the down arrow on More, it's Add Task, and then you get that task window again. And then it'll put right here, Teach Google License again. That's what this is. The subject is on here, and the student had the subject of that title of the book for my test. But the More button there again, and then you can have it due for tomorrow. And say yourself, no, take book to school. Oops. And then return. Where's my return? Move to list, Elma Strong's list, and that goes to my email. And then here it is, back to list. And then it should have been now added to my calendar. Okay, so those are tasks. So it's 2 ways, and you'll have to do one of each or both ways on your test. At least I did on mine. I know they randomly choose different questions, but I'm sure that you'll have something on task. Okay, so there's add a task. So those are the main things in 5 that I saw that's going to be on your test. All right, I'll go out of here and stop sharing. Stop.
See, I'm back.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
It just loves you.
Apparently.
You're not there now. You're down at the bottom again now. Okay, so Unit 6. I want you to look at that next week. I know some of you have looked at some of it this week, and I made a mistake with my bifocals and picked some courses out of 8 that I said was 6, so that was my fault. So I took them off, plus we all had enough to do as it was. So Unit 6 is going to be our next one, so let's look at Unit 6 here for a second. Back down to training. Oh, I'm not sharing again, sorry. Forgot to share my screen. Share. Hangout and share. Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Can you see my screen now? Fundamentals? Okay. I don't know why it does that. That's really weird. Okay,
I
so
thought it was kind of cool.
it is cool, but I don't know why it does it. All right, now I got to get my bifocals working. I'm on. Am I on 6 now? Yes. Okay. Now this talks about what we're doing now in the Google Hangout thing. Why is it not opening?
Okay, that's what I don't get. Why can we use Google Hangout but we can't use Groups?
I'm not sure the kids can do Hangouts. Have anybody tried to do Hangouts with their kids yet?
Not yet.
No, I don't have
Okay.
computers
And then
yet.
only 15 can be on a hangout at a time.
Okay, yes. This kind of Hangout that we're doing right now, only 15 people. But if you do Hangouts on air, then it's an unlimited amount, and it gets recorded, and it ends up on recording in your YouTube channel, which is what this one's doing, and where I also set it up, and I thought we would all be on that one, but it's not, so I'm just going to let it record.
And that's
with
okay to do?
Yes.
Wow, see, I would think that would not be.
Well, I had to get him to set it up. We were blocked last week, for those of you that were with me last week, and we couldn't do it, because I was trying to do it on air, and it was blocked, and luckily he came in right then. Nailed him. So he set it up for me.
So
He's-
what's the difference? I mean,
I'm going to show you a video that explains the two. They both can be set up in your calendar and the Google Plus account. So if anybody has, let me get it. You should all belong to, let me get my waffle here. You should all belong to this Google Plus. Can you see that on my screen? All of you should join that if you haven't yet. And then when you do, it's a great thing because all kinds of other educators are on here and the Google people. and they send updates of Google every day. They'll send you updates and how to use them. That's how I learn all my stuff. So right now I have 13 little updates right here in this red circle. It says 13, so there have been 13 things that have been put on there. But you can join different ones, and there is a South Carolina one that you should join.
Didn't you join that for one of our tasks?
You should have done that for one of your tasks. Yes, I did put it down, but I don't know if all of you joined. But anyway, you can set up the on-air one through this Google Plus Hangout is how you do this one. So back to my home. And I'm going to show you a video on this as well. And then the other one's just set up in the calendar. So all of that you're going to be learning in number 6 this week. So I won't bore you too much with it. But I do have a couple videos I want to share with you if I can get to. Oh, I've clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, let me go back. My fingers are not working. All right, let me show you since. Okay, right here. And once you set it up, there's all kinds of cool things underneath your picture. We're going to be doing this later, but your video creator is there. Or over here, and I have a channel playlist you can set up in this. Let's see, where is my Google playlist for this classroom? All right, here's Google Groups. So I'm going to try it and see if you can see it and hear it.
In this video, we're going to look at Google Groups.
Can you hear that?
Google Groups allow you to create groups
Yep.
for online
Okay.
and email communications. You can create a Google group for your class to quickly send an
Oh, this is
email to all
groups. All right,
students.
sorry.
You can also use
I don't want to do. I don't want to do groups yet. I am going to show you that one. I don't want to do groups yet. Okay, let me go back. I want to do Hangouts first. But yeah, watch the group one. I did not have to set up a group on my test, and I was praying I didn't have to because we're not allowed. Hangout. But you may want to watch that video. So.
Just in case one day
Hey
they
guys,
let
my
us
name
go
is
ahead and
Tim
do it.
Schmoyer.
Yeah, well, in case it's on your
I have
test.
Tips and ideas, suggestions, advice as we do every week here at Video Creators. I got a guest with us here. It's a good friend of mine named Ronnie Bincher, and this guy is like the master at Hangouts on Air. In fact, most of what I've learned from my own Hangouts on Air, I have learned from him. I want to share with you guys today about how to set up a Google Plus Hangout on Air. For some of you, that might sound really intimidating. It's actually really simple. My friend Ronnie Bincher is here to show you exactly how to do that.
So if we look right over here on the Google Plus page, you can pull down on the left side to where it says Hangouts. And you want to get right to that spot. Then you scroll down the page a bit until you see this blue button that says Start a Hangout on Air. I'm going to go ahead and click that, and it opens up a little dialog box right there. It says Hangout on Air, give it a name. We're going to do this really fast. And when I say really fast, look at that. I already typed it in just to get going. So we've got a title on the very top. This is going to make, by the way, a YouTube video. So that's your YouTube title. This is the description text right below it. We get to decide when do we want this show to start, now or later. I'm going to click later, choose a date, choose a time, how long we want it to be, and then who do we want to have see it. The normal setting is public. Leave it on that way. However, for the sake of me making the training, I'm going to put in, get rid of the public, and make it what's called an unlisted Hangout on Air. And I'm going to basically broadcast that just to myself. So I type in my name, click on my icon, and now I'm ready to share. So here we go. And what it did is it loaded up and made this Hangout on Air event landing page. So now people can get invited. If you scroll down here, you can click a button that says invite more. That's how you invite others to it. But it's your show. So when you're ready to do your live broadcast, the day of the show, the time right before the show, you go to this button right here that says start, the blue button. I'm going to click on it. That opens up this Hangout on Air video broadcasting thing. And then we're going to skip this right here inside the video room. We've got controls up above and on the sides. It's a little jerky when you first start up, but then it smooths out and everything's cool. And then once it loads up, you'll see a little countdown timer right here. Once it loads up, we'll have a button that allows us to start our broadcast. Right there, start the broadcast. So that's how you get going with building a Hangout on Air event and get right into the video room so that you're ready to start up your broadcast.
Thanks, Ronnie. That was awesome. You guys should definitely check out Ronnie's website if you're interested in learning more about Hangouts on Air. This isn't like sponsored or anything. I'm really just telling you guys, like, this is the guy I learned from, and you should too. There's a link to his website in the description below this video. It's all about Hangouts.com. You can find a lot of free training over there, a lot of quick start guides, a lot of mini courses, and a lot of step-by-step tutorial, like how-to type of stuff for Hangouts on Air. Super solid, awesome, very helpful content. I love doing live Hangouts on Air with you guys here on this channel. I love interacting. If you would like to get a text message notification the next time whenever I just randomly happen to go live as my schedule permits, there's a link in the description text below this video here on YouTube where you can sign up.
Okay, and the website then that he told about is in this one. And so if you ever want to do some of these videos, if you're not quite sure you understand, this guy's name is right here, this Ronnie, B-I-N-C-E-R, Bincer, and do Google searches under him to find different things. He's very knowledgeable and stuff, so, but he does have a web page that all about Hangouts is what this particular one is. So if you want to learn more about that, that's how that goes. And then if we just, I think we just type in hangouts.google.com and it just opens up a regular Hangout. So the regular Hangout will take up to 15 people. The Google Hangouts on Air has an unlimited amount of people, but it also records it and puts it into a YouTube channel. So other than that, a regular Hangout, you just type in hangouts.google.com and you invite people. You're still seeing my screen, I assume, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Here's where you invite people. So when you click on that, it'll should bring up where you put their names in. Let me see. Where is it? Contacts, come on. Well, maybe because I have it this way.
This is where I had the problem yesterday. I was trying to do this and it wouldn't let me do anything past this.
Invites, let's try that. Huh. Video call. Maybe I have to go into this. Start or join a Hangout. Oh, here's our Hangout that we're in now. Enter Hangout name. So you've tried it and not gotten any further?
No, that's exactly what happened to me yesterday because I was going to try to do one practice with my husband. And I got here and that's as far as I could go.
Oh. And we've used this one before. This is how we've done this before. I'll be darned.
What's going on? It's blocked.
Well, when I go to invite people, I'm not getting anything. And I should be able to put in email addresses of people that I want to. And these are invites that I've had.
Is it because we're already recording? We're already in
Maybe because I'm already in.
you're already in one,
Yeah,
so that can-
but normally you would just have this and you type in the email addresses and send invites to people, or you could just dial, a person as well. There's Messenger there that you can send a message to, but that's just typing hangouts.google.com in that one. And then the other one, like he showed you, oh, I need to stop. Okay, and then the other one, like he showed you, then you just set that up in that Google Plus account. And that will be Hangouts on Air that will record it. So that's what all of those are. Okay, what else did I have that I wanted to share with you guys? Let's see. Google Groups. Oh yeah, Google Groups. Google Groups is a really neat thing, but they do have us blocked. Let me see. I think that's one of the things. While we slid way down on our network. Oh, I just got kicked out. Okay.
We can still see you.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to share one more time and then internal display. Let's try that one. So. Oh, there it goes again. Whee! Multiples of me. Okay, let me go back to my YouTube videos. Now this is an educator YouTube that's they gave us, so it's supposed to be screened for all kinds of commercials and things like that. So I've had success with it. So okay, Google Groups, and it'll tell us all the great things it is, and hopefully we can get him to
In this
agree.
video, we're going to look at Google Groups. Google Groups allow you to create groups for online and email communications. You can create a Google group for your class to quickly send an email to all students. You can also use Google Groups for online discussions. In this tutorial, we're going to look at Google Groups to send email messages to your classes. The first thing that you'll want to do is collect your student email addresses. Now, I suggest you set up a Google form to collect your student email addresses. This is an example form that I have created, and I have turned on the feature to automatically collect the username when the form is submitted. And this means that the students will not have to type in their npsne.org username. It will automatically be collected. And since that's the information that you really want, anything else that you add to the form is kind of optional. I added last name, first name, and then class period choice. And I'm going to use this same form for all of my class periods. So by having the student enter in their class period, I will be able to sort my results based on class period. So once you set up your form, you then need to share it with a student. You can either embed this form on a SchoolFusion page or a blog or a website, or you could create a QR code to this form and have your students scan the QR code with a personal learning device in order to take the to use the form. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click on My Drive, and we're going to create a group. So your groups are up here in the black navigation bar that runs across the top of your screen. Go ahead and click on Groups. And once Google Groups opens, you're going to click Create a Group. Give your group a name, and I suggest maybe using your class name and the period, the class period. As you enter the group name, you'll see the group email address automatically populate with the same information. Now this is kind of a long email address, so I'm but this is a much shorter email address to have to type in. So my email address for this group will be keyper3@npsne.org. Go ahead and enter a description for your group, scroll down, and we'll take a look at the group type. Now you can create Google Groups for a variety of different reasons, but we are using this for an email list, so we're going to leave it set to email list. Let's scroll down and look at the permissions. Now, even though we're setting this up just to simply email a group of students, we still need to set up some basic permissions. So the first option is View Topics. This determines which topics users will be able to look at. Notice that by default, all organization members are checked, which means any person in NPS can actually see the topics for this particular group. So we're going to uncheck that so that only the members of the group can see the topics. The next option is Post. Who do you want to be able to send messages to this group? If we click on that, you'll see again here that all organization members is selected. We need to unselect that. And I would also maybe recommend unselecting all members of the group. If you unselect that option, then only you, the owner, the manager of the group, will be able to send messages to the group email address. And the last option is how you can join the group. And I want to specify who is going to join this group, so I'm going to select only invited users. That means I am the only one that can add users to this group. Once you've got your permissions set, you're going to go ahead and click the Create button. Okay, once the group is created, we need to add some members to it. So we're going to go over here to the left-hand side, and we're going to click on My Groups. This is going to bring up a list of the groups that you are a member of. You're going to find the group that you just created. In my case, it's Keyboarding Period 3, and I'm going to go ahead and click on that to open that group. Over on the right-hand side, you will see a Manage button. Go ahead and click Manage. And then scroll back over to the left-hand side and take a look at the members. We're going to go ahead and direct add our members. So click Direct Add Members. And here it's asking for email addresses to add as members. So I'm going to go back to the spreadsheet where I have collected my email addresses. And remember, I put a question in my form for class period. So to make this easier to sort based on classes, I'm going to sort this column so that I have all students in the same class together in my list. Now I'm going to go ahead and highlight the usernames for Keyboarding Period 3. you want to copy these usernames, and you could do it your favorite method. You can right click and choose copy here, or I like to actually use the keyboard shortcut for copy. So I'm going to highlight the usernames and click Control C on my keyboard. I'm going to go back to my group. I'm going to click my cursor in the enter email addresses box, and I'm going to do Control V to paste. And now we can see that the email addresses that I copied off of my spreadsheet are now in my on my Google group. You have the option of writing a welcome message to your group. If you leave this area blank, it will not send a message. So I don't want to send a message right now, so I'm going to leave this place blank, and I'm going to click Add. 3 members have been added to the group. To see the members in your group, over on the left-hand side, click All Members. And here are the members of this particular group. Now let's remind ourselves of the address that we set up for this group. Under Information on the left-hand side, you're going to click General Information, and here again is the email address for this group, keyper3@npsne.org. Now I'm ready to send an email to my students. So I'm going to click Mail to open up my mail, and I'm going to click Compose. And I'm going to enter in the email address for that group. Now, the first time that you send this group a message, you will need to enter the entire email address. After you send them one message, this email address will be part of your contacts group, and you will not have to enter in the entire email address. You'll be able to select it from a drop-down list. The advantage of sending your class an email this way is that this is the only email address that appears in the to-line. And that can eliminate some of the unnecessary reply to all emails that might get sent if you were listing individual student emails here in the to-line.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
When you use groups like that's email, do all the people, does everyone's email pop up there?
Once she added them all in? Mm-hmm.
So they'll show up there in the CC.
Yes.
If you don't want to do that, then you have to use the blind carbon copy and put it in there, and then they won't see anyone else.
That's correct. Yes. Yeah, it's a very good tool for groups. Like I said, we are blocked from it, so I think that if we just keep nagging RP about it, he'll come around. He's new to all this too, so he's really doing baby steps, and until we know what we need, he won't know what we need. We just have to keep nagging at him about it. But excellent way to send a group email is that way. Okay, now.
Now with your classes, you can send emails through your
classroom.
List.
Mm-hmm.
If you click check the ones you want, and that one does blind carbon copy automatically.
Yes, yes. I saw that with our classroom too. The group thing, the only thing I had in the test was when is it useful? That was the only thing I had. So I didn't have to set up a group, thank goodness, because like I say, I was afraid I was going to have to set up one, and I wasn't sure how. But the only thing I had is when would groups be helpful to set up? So that was the only question I had in my test about groups. Maybe they know some people are, not able to do it. One other thing I wanted to show you that you may not know is in Docs. So let me share again, and some of you may know even.
I'm not seeing your screen.
Are you seeing it now?
He's getting ready. Yeah, now we are.
Okay. Let me see. I want to go to docs.google.com because my waffle seems to be missing.
I keep seeing the top of your head, so I'm trying to find there like it's not it's you.
Have you ever had to see why this lives? Have you had to any teachers ask you or anything about making columns in Docs? Has anybody asked you that?
The kids had to show me where to find margins.
Oh, okay. Well, with columns, there is no columns like we have with Word. So what you do is you have to insert a table. So when you insert a table, if you want a 2-column list, then it'll give you columns this way. And you can then change it, let's say, list 1 and list 2. But if you don't want these borders on here, then you can go up. Now let me see where to find it now. It's under my more things here somewhere. Fill and things. Oh, I wish I had my own computer. No. Editing. I don't think that's what I want. I want the fill. Where is that?
Maybe in format?
Yeah, but do you see it? Okay,
Oh,
there.
gosh, I'm
I
not
lose
seeing
it.
it.
Okay, there. Okay, here it is. Okay, here's fill, where you can make it. Of course, you can fill with color, these different things. But also, when I control, oh, I lose it when I do it that way. Oh no, undo. My favorite button. Okay, now, there. Okay, the lines, you can take off the lines, then, and then it looks like a list. So I had a teacher that wanted to do a test on docs, and it's like, how do I get columns? So I searched that because I had to figure that one out as
Video
well.
call has ended.
Oh, did we go over? Oh, really? Did I get logged out?
I'm
Stop.
still on mine.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Mr. Francis, please call 7131.
Probably did something stupid.
Mr. Francis, please call
I didn't.
7131. Thank you.
Oh, it sounds like we're in somebody else's. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you in case you had anybody that says, well, how do I get columns? You have to add a table. So when you do a table, then you can take the lines away.
Well,
There
that's
you-
good to know, because that's what I was trying to figure out. I could do a table, but I couldn't.
That's the only way of getting columns into a doc.
That'll come up.
Google Docs,
Sure,
yes.
so it's good.
We use that.
Thank
a lot.
you.
And it didn't show us that when we were learning about doc in the first couple lessons. So I did, and I use the tables a lot too, or columns a lot as well. So
Is there
that's,
something we can do, like to suggest to Google certain things?
yes. There is their help feature, Google support. I think it's support.google.com, and there's a place there. They like to have any kind of suggestions that you want. I'm only going to give you number 6 to do this next week. So if you can try to do Hangouts with each other and mess around with that a little bit, and then we'll move on to forms, because we've already done 7. And if you need to review, because I want you to make sure you know how to do the Gmail stuff really well. Docs, there's a lot of stuff in Google Docs that you use, or Drive, that you use for this test. And it's setting up the folders in Drive, color coding them, putting stars, things like that. A lot of stuff in Drive. The Gmail, a lot of stuff in Gmail and Calendar. Those are the main things in those tasks I told you about already today for your test. So mess with that. Make sure you're really comfortable with that, and do Unit 6, and I'll put a few things on there, but there's not going to be a lot to do. And then we'll move to 8 the week after that, and that's forms. And there's a lot in forms in the test. So I want you to do just 8 by itself. And we should be able to get everything done. And let's see, this is the last Monday of the month, and that'll take us into November, right? So the next few, we'll have the 2nd, the 9th, and 16th, and that'll be 8, 9, 10.
And when are we testing? When we get
11.
back from Thanksgiving
We can,
before we-
right before. So we could probably test on the 30th. Right? Or that's not right. That's before break is the 21st. Yeah, never mind. We'll do 6 this time, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, the 16th will be our last meeting, and we can schedule the test, and then it takes about 3 days before them to activate the test. So I'll look at it again and make sure they haven't changed that. But if they have, I'll send you an email like about the 11th or 12th on how to, I'll show you on the 9th. And then the 11th or 12th, I'll show you how to set up and schedule your test. And then it takes them like 3 days before you can ever get into the test.
And then how long
And
do
then-
everyone wants to be scheduled?
It's 3 hours. They give you 3 hours. It takes almost that long to do it.
So are you still planning on having us?
You can come here the 16th and plan on
And what
taking
date
it
is
the
16th?
6th Monday.
Okay, you had down that we had to meet in class on the 17th. Are we not?
I thought that we'd meet on the 16th and just review anything, and then take it on the 17th if you want to do that. That was my original thought.
I just need to make sure I can get someone to pick my kids up for me.
Okay. If you still want to do it that way, that's fine with
I
me.
think that would be really
Okay.
good.
And we-
I think we'd be better off with 2 days. 16th, let's meet and review.
Okay.
17th, do the
That's
test.
that's how my first calendar was set
3
up.
hours full to do the test.
Right.
Right, because otherwise they're gonna be missing out.
Yeah. And it does take 3 hours, so you're gonna, close to 3 hours to take it. So
Now,
if
are we
We can
allowed
have
to
two
discuss
computers.
it while we're in here?
you can, that's the good thing about it. The camera is on you like now, and it'll take your picture every once in a while. You do not know that, but you are allowed to look up things. You are allowed to discuss with people. You are allowed to do that. It will be different questions for each of you probably. It's a random type, so you may be on groups when someone else is on Gmail. But if you have a question, I'll be here. So, if I don't know it, I'll look it up. And you can skip that question and come back to it. You can, I think it's not called archive, but it's something like that, just like math testing kids can do. Put a star on it and go back to
We
it.
can.
Is it math? I think it's math that they can do that.
So you can talk to each other.
We can talk to each other.
Oh,
Yes, you can.
that's
So
what we
it
all
really
have
is our
problems
benefit,
with.
in our benefit for us all to be in here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now,
So
does
if you
Joseph drop the class or just?
no, he's doing it on his own.
Okay,
Yeah, he was in there he connected last week
yeah,
with us.
I was just curious.
But yeah, he's still in. But yes, so we'll meet then, my calendar, we'll meet on the 16th as a regular class to review, see what questions you have and that we need to go over. And then 17th we'll take it. But like I say, before that, we'll have to schedule it. So I'll go over, on the 9th, I'll go over how you schedule it because you'll have to schedule it yourself. And then it does take like 3 days. Then you have 7 days to take it. So we'll discuss it on the 9th, and you guys schedule it during the week, and then by the time the 3 days comes up, it'll probably be like Friday maybe, that it'll be active, and then the 17th will fall within that 7 days. You have 7 days before they close it. So I'll go over that again on the 9th, and then we'll just take it together on the 17th, and like I say, what I don't know, I'll look up for you, but
Now, are
I
we
should
gonna
know,
try
I've
to meet a
taken
little bit earlier because 4 to 7
We
is kind
can.
of rough, but
Anytime
3:30 to
you
6:30 is not so bad.
whatever works for everybody's schedule, so think about that.
Yeah, but then it'll be getting dark by then too.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure if we tell our administrators, like it won't matter for me, I'm right here, but if you guys tell your administrators, they'll probably let you go ahead and leave right at 3 o'clock so you can be
Oh,
here.
we can leave at 2:45.
Yeah,
We're
don't do that.
elementary.
Well, we're elementary.
No, don't here.
Okay.
6:30, 6:45, so don't.
So we'll
This is
plan
true.
test day of the 17th then, if so, for those of you that have to
That's
get
a
any
Tuesday,
sitters or
okay.
something.
Do we know what?
3 o'clock,
Decided on time, 3.
yes,
Okay.
right? Everybody can
What
be
time
here?
do you dismiss here?
3:30. I can't be here till at least 3:10 because I got.
3:10?
Yeah, I've got. the
Why don't we
duty
say
at
3:30?
Okay, let's do
Give us time to
3:30.
get all set up and
Yeah.
everything
Okay.
that we need.
Sounds
and
good.
Everyone can get here if they can get here.
Sounds
and not feel rushed.
Okay, that'll be great.
I've got children.
Okay, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with everything,
It's
so.
$10, isn't it?
Yes, you'll do that when you sign up. You pay online right there.
And are they still talking about reimbursing that $10 to us?
If you get 80% or higher. if you pay.
I don't know that that's district-wide or just the people who took that class up there.
He said anyone, when we had our training, he said, anyone that's in your class.
Oh, okay.
He point blank said, if you are in Elma's class and you pass it, he will reimburse you.
Okay, good.
And that was RP that said that?
Nope, that was.
Dr.
Dr.
Laws. Yeah, he's in charge of
He's
that
in
part.
charge.
Chromebooks, yeah, he's in charge of that stuff.
Well, that's great. I wasn't.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Because Louise wasn't in that training,
No,
but
I
he
wasn't
said,
into it.
anyone in Elma's